Here's a little sugar for you, honey. God loves you and he loves me. Sugar, sugar. Here's a little sugar for you, honey. God loves you and he loves me. Sugar, sugar. Here's a little sugar for you, honey. God loves you and he loves me. Sugar, sugar. Here's a little sugar for you, honey. What's up, my teacups and teapots? It's your favorite auntie. I am back with another video. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Joy Moya and I am your favorite auntie. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right, let's get into this little sugar, honey. Listen, your favorite auntie wants to know, what are you coming out of the house looking like? Huh? Because that's going to be a reflection of how you feel and where you're going, right? If you look good, you feel good, and you do better. Huh? Yep. Gone are the days when we would not come out of the house looking any kind of way, right? Gone are the days that we would make sure that we come out of the house looking good, smelling good, or feeling good. Huh? Now look, I'm not trying to talk about nobody because I was there at one point in my life. I'm just, acknowledging the facts, okay? I am guilty of participating in the coming out of the house looking any kind of way, smelling any kind of way moments, okay? I can laugh about it now, but back then it really wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. But, when I was going through my grieving period, I didn't care, right? I didn't care. I didn't know how to grieve properly. I didn't know that I was grieving. But I used to come out of the house with this old matted black wig on, and I had this favorite black jacket that I used to wear all the time, and it smelled like smoke. It was horrible. And, it was a bad time, and I wasn't going anywhere, and I wasn't doing anything, and the way that I looked reflected how I felt, and it reflected the fact that I wasn't doing anything. I was just getting by, just smoking, just going through the motions, and it took a long time to come back around from that. So your favorite auntie, every time I do a video, here comes the train. Lord, please help me, okay? Please help me figure out what to do about this train, Lord. Help me remember the schedule, Lord. Or help me to figure out what I can do to get through these videos without the train Lord. All right. The thing is, you gotta want different, okay? You have to want better. Other people can, want that for you. We can pray that for you, but until you make the decision, my teacups and teapots, until you put the effort in, and until you establish a routine to keep it all together, it won't happen. You'll just stay in a sunken place until you notice that God is in your presence. Until you notice that God is right next to you, watching and waiting for you to get sick of yourself. I got so sick of myself. And when I got sick of myself, God finally stepped in. It was like, all right, you ready to for me to heal you? You ready to be delivered? I'm like, yes. I'm ready to be healed and delivered. It wasn't really like that, but it was kind of sort of something like that. But anyway, your favorite auntie just wants to help prevent your delays and your setbacks. That's why I'm here trying to reinforce your armor. Make sure that you have what you need, that you have your armor on and it's secure and it's tight, and just trying to smooth out those dents that might already be there. Anyway, yeah, so you gotta want it for yourself. Your favorite auntie can want it all day, every day. Your mom, dad, family, community, we can want it for you all day, every day. But until you make that decision that you want it for yourself, and then you begin to put in the work and establish a routine, It won't happen. You'll just be delayed. And God will be right there with you in your delay, in your setback, until you say, all right, God, I'm ready. Let's do this thing. But let's review why you might not want to look good and why you might not feel good, okay? All right, because like I said, I've been there before, and there are so many other people who have been in a rut before, okay? You just have to know how to listen and pay attention, because the word is continuously going forth, okay? You just have to catch it. You just have to catch it. You just have to acknowledge it, okay? And that has to be on you. Nobody can be in your mind. Nobody can think for you. Okay? All right. So one point that might prevent you or keep you from wanting to look good or keep you from feeling good, and that might be poverty. But let me just say that everybody, the majority of everybody, definitely mostly everybody in your community will experience it at some point in their life if they're not already going through it. I definitely experienced it like several times over, okay? Like, I keep giving you my testimony because how else would you know? How else could God get his glory unless I tell you my testimony? Don't think that I'm trying to tell my business, because I'm a very private person. I really don't even like to talk. I don't, but I'm going to do this for you, my teacups and teapots. So, yeah, like I said, your favorite auntie used to hang out in the projects. Now, where I used to live was not considered the projects, okay? Just wasn't considered the projects, but eventually it became that. It became like that. I've come up with the roaches. I've come up with the rats crawling over my back. I've come up with, shopping in the thrift store. I've come up with not having food in the refrigerator. And when I say having no food, I mean nothing in the refrigerator. I've come across that like several times over until I figured out that God had already made a way for me to get some food, and I didn't like get that until I got on my own. Let me see, like until I got on my own, and I was homeless, and then I was trying to figure out some food, and boom, food pantry. Now, my mom didn't know anything about a food pantry, and when I was growing up, she wasn't able to get Link or SNAP food stamps. My mom was never on public assistance, even though she tried, and we needed it. I wish she had doctored up some information so that we can get it. But yeah, she did not get any food assistance. So there were several periods of times when we didn't have food. Okay, but we made a way. She went to the store and got some pig ears. We ate pig ears and ham hocks and what's those neck bones, baby. Them neck bones was fire, okay? With some rice and gravy or some potatoes. Listen, we made it, okay? Just get creative and find ways to make it better is all I'm trying to tell you, okay? If you're hungry, there's no need to be. I mean, you have access to the internet now. You could Google some food pantries. That's one. And then two, like, you just don't have to be out here doing anything crazy to make sure that you get what you need and to get ahead. I mean, if you really truly believe in God and trust God and his word and what he says, then put God to the test. Try Jesus. Okay? Try Jesus. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm telling you, like, you can find ways to be creative. You can find ways to make it through and make it happen. Like, go to the thrift store. I'm telling you, if you buy yourself a brand new pair of jeans, then go to the thrift store and get like 5 or 6 shirts to match, or vice versa. Buy 5 or 6 new shirts and then get a couple of pair of jeans from the thrift store. I mean, just get creative. Don't think that all is lost. It's not. It's really not. And I didn't enjoy going to the thrift store until after my mother passed. Now, the thrift store was her thing, okay? That was her thing. Like, she enjoyed just going to the resale shops. We would go all over Chicago, from the north side to the south side, but mainly the north side is the ones we used to go to. And she had this favorite store. Honey, it was a time getting on the bus carrying 2-3 big bags of clothes, and they were always mostly all her clothes. I probably got a few things, you know. I never knew how to shop ever. But when I got grown, okay, all my stuff had to be brand new because I didn't want the thrift store experience. I didn't know how to shop at a thrift store, okay? But when she passed, I was in that thrift store. When times got hard and your favorite auntie wanted something different to put on, I ran up in the thrift store. Okay, you hear me? I was in there shopping. You hear me? Carried 2 big bags, and they was mine. They were my clothes this time. Anyway, point 2: dysfunction or abuse could keep you from looking good or feeling good, right? Now, let me just say, join the club of thousands or even millions of kids and people who have experienced it, or probably are even going through it right now. But let me just say, it will get better later. Okay? Not to minimize what you might be experiencing or what you might be going through, but trust me when I say that it will make you stronger in the end, even though it might not seem like it right now. And it will get better later. Okay? I keep telling you about my experience, how my mother was an alcoholic in my younger years, and how she didn't want me, and that she took that out on me, you know. In the beginning years, I think it was up until I was about maybe 14. I think when I was 13 years old, that was the last time that it was like really, really bad, when I was 13. But then it was like one time when I was 16, and I was like, look, you don't have to put your hands on me, right? This woman went and got a skillet. And I lift up my hands. I say, whoa, give me a skillet. I snatched that skillet. I'm like, no, we not doing this. This is not how this going to go. She's a beautiful person. She was a beautiful person. So, I mean, I'm not saying this so you can think bad of my mom, nor for you to think bad of your parents. I am saying that we all will experience something like or similar to abuse or dysfunction in the home. Okay? All right. So I am saying that, definitely you need to find a way to get to God and get with God and seek God, so that you will know how to deal with that situation. Okay? So you can get some reserve about yourself and understanding how to deal with this situation. There was this one lady who gave her testimony. She has a ministry on YouTube, and I can't call her name right now, but she testified how her dad would he was abusive, and she had to learn him to know his moods, from facial expressions to tones of voice when he spoke or when he asked for things. She said she had to know him in order to avoid getting abused, and to keep him in a good space, so that things could stay calm in the house. And she said she did this growing up until she got grown and out of the house. So what I'm saying is that you're not the only one who is experiencing dysfunction or will experience dysfunction. It's common. Okay, so just I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one getting abused like I was getting abused. I tried to tell one person, and the person that I tried to tell was said to me, "Are you trying to make me not like your mother?" And when she asked me that, I didn't tell anybody else ever. I didn't tell anybody else ever. I just figured out what to do and what not to do. Okay? So, it'll get better later. All right? Let's move on to point three. Point three, bullies and gangs. Baby, let me tell you. Okay? These bullies and these gangs have been around forever, and it has only gotten worse because of social media. Do you hear me? I remember when my brother was getting chased home by a gang. It was like 7 or 8 of them. You hear me? My mom went to the kitchen and pulled out this butcher knife. I mean, I remember this butcher knife to this day. I had kept that butcher knife after she passed, and I don't know what happened to it. I think it just got lost some kind of way. But anyway, she went in the kitchen and got this butcher knife, honey, and we went back downstairs to the lobby looking for them because she was going to make my brother fight them one-on-one. And it was like 7 or 8 of them. Do you know how scared I was being a little girl? I had to be all at 8 or 9, between 8 or 9 or 10 at the time. I was so scared. I was just holding the elevator. She said, hold this elevator open. And I just pressed that button trying to look and peek. And they ran. Once they saw my mom and my brother come back down the stairs, and I think he had a bat. I think he had a bat and she had a butcher knife, and it was just them two against the little 7 or 8. They were teenagers. Okay? This was 17, 18, 19, you know, around that age. And it's just like it is now. Just like it is now. Now, back then, when it was my time to experience it, they recruited the gang girls, okay? So I got a chance to experience the gangs too. I did. Yeah. My mother and my brother wasn't around for me. My brother was grown and gone, and my mama was at work or gone for the weekend. She had a little man, okay? So I had no defense and no safety net. So I thought. I had a couple of run-ins with him. But let me just tell you, do not be scared, okay? Do not be scared. Fear God. God is the only being that you should fear, okay? All these other people, they're going to do what they're going to do. And God going to do what God going to do. Trust me. They only bully people that they think can't fight or they think are by themselves. But then again, just be cool, because some of y'all out here, y'all cheering out some heavy artillery out here, and you know, if y'all would just pause for a moment and pay attention to some things, okay, you'd see it's not that serious. One, you'd see that God will repay, because vengeance belongs to him too. And if you listen good, you'd hear all the old heads saying that they wish they would have done some things differently. Right? Their path does not have to be your path. I mean, just because, I can't even say that because your own auntie got a mugshot. Golly. Martin Luther King got a mugshot too. Whew. Child, if y'all would just listen. But that's something we hardly ever do. So, count it all joy, I guess. Count it all joy. Count it all joy, I guess. But anyway, if you look like you're not going anywhere, if you look like you're not doing anything, if you act like you're not going anywhere, if you act like you're not doing anything, if you talk like you're not going anywhere, If you talk like you're not doing anything, then you're not. It's just that simple. You got to look like where you're going. If you do decide to go to a thrift store, definitely get some button-up shirts. Don't just look for the t-shirts, the graphics, because they got those, right? But get a button-up and wear some jeans and a button-up to the church. You know, they got nice skirts and nice blouses there. Trust me. And then you young people, y'all thin and skinny. Y'all could find everything. They got all the clothes for the small people. Do you know how I had to search for extra large and 2X large and my size? I'm not gonna tell you what my size is. That ain't none of your business. But what I'm saying is, your favorite auntie had a little hard time. Okay, trying to find something to wear. All right. The enemy wants you to think that your block is the only place that you're going to ever be. Your side of town is the only place you're ever going to be. Your city is the only city that you're ever going to see. That's not all you have access to. It might be that way for right now, but it doesn't have to be that way forever. Okay? So look forward to something different, to something better. What you look like, talk like, act like will be a reflection of what your life will turn out like. Okay? So get ready at home. Get ready at home. Get prepared at home. Get organized at home. And the church. Okay? That's how the old folks used to say it back in the day. The church. Come and get me so I can go to church. I am so country and ghetto. Listen, if you hear me speaking properly, okay, if you hear me with a different tone, don't front my Smitty, okay, because I am trying to prepare myself for where I want to go. I am trying to speak like where I want to go, okay, and if I can't do nothing but show you, baby, okay. That's it. That's all I have. That's it. That's all I got. Both places, at home and church, will prepare you, okay, for what you should look like, what you should sound like, and what you should act like for your future, right? Your favorite auntie wants to reinforce your armor. So go ahead and donate your seed of 6, beginning in or ending in the number 6. Why? Because of Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6:13 is where you will find the breakdown of your armor. All right. Make sure you like this video so that we can get the algorithm up, and hit subscribe so that you do not miss a video. All right, my teacups and teapots, that is all I have for you this time. Come back again, okay?